hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans. It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be Larva and it's going to be Light here in Heartbreak Ridge. Left side, it's going to be our blue Terran. It is Light. And on the right side, it is Larva. So a TVZ on Heartbreak Ridge for you today is a Patreon cast. For those of you who support me on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for at least $1 a month, you get to see this a month before anybody else on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this the week of May the 28th, I do appreciate it. I do just love everybody who supports me on patreon.com. And if you're not watching this the week of May the 28th, 2023, if you're watching this in June 2023 or later, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I am here 5 or 6 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. I lied. It's 6 times a week, okay? It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. There's a new post here. So if you're ever like, man, Falcon hasn't posted in a while, I wonder if he stopped casting StarCraft. Nope. I didn't. But guess what? If you go like 2 days without watching a StarCraft cast on my channel, then YouTube's like, I guess you don't want to watch them ever again, so it won't recommend them to you anymore. And sometimes it won't even show up on your subscriptions list, because YouTube can be, dumb sometimes, I'm going to say. So if that ever happens, just go right to youtube.com/Falcon Paladin, and ta-da! Brand new content will be there, guaranteed. Every day, 6 times a week. Alright? Alright. So, Light, not proxying, going for a barracks inside of his own main base. Very safe stuff. And then Larva going for the 11 hatch. Ka-chow. So hatch first in, against a pretty safe opening here from our Terran player 2. You can get away with a command center first build against a hatch first build, but you don't know what the Zerg player is up to, do ya? As a Terran. So you just want to be safe and secure, so you're just doing the thing where you can make a barracks and get some pretty early gas here too, considering. I wonder if this is fast factory. We'll have to keep an eye on it, won't we? And again, this is another RJB replay sent to me over Discord. I do have a Discord server, so if you want a link to that, let me know. I'll invite you personally. A lot of good Brood War fans over there. Good way to get my attention for anything too, if you ever want to talk to Falcon. But yeah, RJB also has his own YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Terra the Overlord coming in. Merch available at falconpaladin.store. And for the just look at how hardworking this SCV is. He's Steve. Steve the SCV merch is also at falconpaladin.store. So what is this gas for, dude? You're gonna get... Yeah, there we go. Quick factory here. This could be mech. Light is one of those Terran players who is like, mech is cool. A lot of Terrans these days are just all about SK Terran and how cool SK Terran is. But, nope. Well, Light will go SK Terran, but also he'll implement the old mech into his builds from time to time. Pretty tough for a good Zerg player to deal with. But guess what? Larva is a great Zerg player. So he's, we'll see how this goes. This early factory really can't be much else. I mean, I guess... No. It can't be like early Vultures and then fake out into SK Terran. Although that would be interesting. I wonder if you could totally fool a Zerg player that way. Okay, so it's 2-port. 2-port Wraith with little Vulture support against early Ling pressure that might show up here. There is a Ling coming across the map. It's a 2-port Wraith opening. Why do I always forget that's an option? Because we so rarely ever see it. Well, Larva's getting a macro hatch here, and he's got... Nope, no second gas yet, but maybe... Maybe... You there. Second gas? No? Alright, that's fine. So it's got to be Spire. And it's got to be a Sunken, because there's going to be something coming across the map here. Overlord says there's no second base, so it's probably a Vulture on the way to try to mess with us. So I'm going to take my second gas now. Getting a macro hatch, which to me feels like... Oh, that Vulture... Yeah, dies. Killed, I think, a Ling there. Pretty good control there from Larva to shut that down. Good reaction time, too. Yeah, so it's Wraiths. Fun. Very fun stuff. RJB knows to send me the fun stuff. He knows I'll appreciate it. He knows you'll appreciate it, too. Burrow coming in from Larva. Very early Burrow. I guess maybe that's a bit of a defense against Wraith Harass. I don't know if there was a quick request for a pause there, but whatever it was, Light says go. And here come our Wraith boys. Wraith waiting launch orders. Your Wraith orders, your launch orders are get in there and kill some drones. Maybe some overlords if you find any. Pew pew, pew pew. What kind of anti-air is there for this? None. No spores, no Hydralisk den. This is pretty effective on the opening, man. Oh, every drone that dies at this stage of the game is absolutely brutal. Finally, I was burrowed. That's bullcrap. He was burrowed. Dude, burrow animation. It finishes before the actual burrow has taken effect. Dude, Overlord killed. Larva is not supply block because he's lost so many drones here. 3 kills and 2 kills apiece on those dudes. Another Overlord gonna die? Dude. Scourge up. Scourge chasing, but guess what? If they have Cloak, which they don't, you can't actually hit them, but Cloak is on the way. One base. Mass Wraith with some Marine support here, too. Yeah, so the Scourge are going to try to poke in, but there's enough Marines to be like, no. Absolutely not. Scourge have to go home. Absolutely defeated. Alright, so it's a 2-basing Zerg with Mutalisks versus a 1-basing Terran with Marines and Wraiths. Still really no indication he's going for a second base, y'all. This is some really aggressive stuff from Light. I like it. I like games that aren't just, we sat there for 10 minutes and macroed up. Ooh, Scourge hunting, can't find anything. You know, we sat there for 10 minutes and macroed up and then attacked each other, and it was great. It's like, no, this is aggressive. I like it a lot. Engineering Bay coming in. Scourge hunting for those rays, but they took a flight path that the Scourge did not have vision of. So they cloak, but there's spores up. I don't know what you're trying to do here. Okay, fine. Killing drones is pretty awesome. Pulling all of the drones off gas. God, everything is huddled around these little detection zones. Hey, we'll snipe you, Scourge. If you want to come in here, that's fine. This is some sick Wraith micro. He is taking a couple spore hits now and then, which sucks, but look at him just targets the Scourge. Yeah, when's the last time we saw a 1-base attack from Light? It's been a while. I'm not going to say never, because I have like 6,000 game cast on the channel, but it's a lot. It's a lot of games, man. A Lurker aspect on the way for a Zerg player on 2 bases. He's not taking a third because you don't really want to do that against a 1-basing Terran all that much. If you feel like you're ahead, though, then you can probably do it. But I don't know. He's kind of worried about the number of Marines and medics and race that there are out right now. Mutaflock. Whoa! Combat camera. Mutaflock. A good number with the Scourge hiding amongst the Mutalisks. Nobody will notice. Nobody will notice me. Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting. You can't... So, when I'm casting StarCraft 2, you can mouse click here and drag around. You can kind of do it, but it is so sensitive. I wonder if there's a way to slow that down. Okay, so it's mutas. It's going to be lurkers, which I think is Manzerg, as coined by Something in Control used to like to do in his ZVTs. It's very gas intensive, it's very aggressive, and it can be very tough to deal with as a Terran player. But again, it's a ton of gas, and if you start losing units, you're going to bleed them fast. Yeah, bringing a ton of Overlords around for the Cloaked Wraith problem, but... yeah, Overlord down. This is why you have multiples, because if one dies... oh, jeez. Okay, good stuff. Keep waiting for this little guy to build a command center, but just barely enough minerals for it. Lurker trap! Lurker trap! Executed! And by that I mean executed. 5 kills, 9 kills, 3 kills on those lurkers. Absolutely sick play there. Spamming stop. So they don't attack until the very second Larva wants them to. Brutal stuff. That might have been enough to turn the tide here, honestly. Although these cloaked wraiths are kind of awesome too. Dude, this is an amazing game. Yeah, muta count, not as healthy as it used to be. Trying to use this Overlord's detection radius to stay alive here. Finally taking a second base at 10 minutes. Here is light. I mean, this is crazy. This is a really, really, really good game. Got our radiate done. Did see that come through the production tab. So science vessels are ready to rock against these stacked up Mutalisks. It's 68 to 68 total supply. Worker count's about even too. So not great for the Zerg player. That's why he's getting a third base up here up this right side. A traditional third base location for Heartbreak Ridge. Yeah, been a while since we've seen a good lurker trap like that. That was, mwah. That was great. Queen's Nest on the way from Larva. No big surprise there. The second base being so late for light. It's kind of working out for Larva here. Trying to find what damage he can without engaging into missile turrets. Because, man, missile turrets do so much damage to mutas. That's the intent, right? You build them as an anti-mutalisk unit. Ooh, radiate, pull, split. Sort of. That was an okay split. Not a great one from Larva. More lurkers in production. Another engineering bay. And yeah, look at this. So this was kind of a factory opening that turned into SK Terran. Not going to trick us this time, guys. Radiate's available. Use the Wraiths to kill him. That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. And then the mutas pop in. Get irradiated. Yeah, that was great. I like this engagement from light. That was quite well done there. Another Overlord coming in. Taking some shots on the backside there, too. I think a Wraith has died today, but I don't think it's been much more than that. Yeah, look at... Okay, I was going to say, look at this from light, but then he loses, like, all of his Wraiths. However, he's got it... No! Just every Mutalisk just died. Larva's army value not looking super hot at the moment. He's down 13 army supply to this Terran force. Lurkers positioned to kind of cover this area and kind of cover this area too. Lurkers at the third base as well. Marines just ignoring the low ground lurkers, sprinting into the high ground lurkers, losing some dudes, but enough Marines have survived to maybe hold this position. I don't know about this. A bunch of Lings rocking in here, but not enough. Through this third base is in a lot of trouble. Light. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, backed into a corner. Lurker spines up. These guys are all dead. Good effort, though. Honestly, really, really good effort here. Good news is Light was able to kind of rebuild up back this way. He has a 41 to 35 worker advantage on 2 bases against Larva. Upgrades here for the Lings are +1 ground carapace, no attack upgrades, and I'm going to guess Lurkers have the +1 attack. Just kidding, no attack upgrades for Hydras or Lings in this game. On the other side, the Marines do have 1/1. So nice upgrade advantage here, but Defiler Mound on the way, Adrenal on the way. You know how Falcon feels about Adrenal. It's his favorite thing in the whole world. If you want to give Falcon a gift, give him a game where the Zerg player gets Adrenal and doesn't forget it. That will make him happy. Defiler Mound going to pop. Let's see if we get any drops in this game from either player. Oh, that's a beautiful scan. Wow. Just wasn't quite sure where that army was. Assumed they'd be here. Scan to make sure. Lings don't have Adrenal yet, and they have no attack upgrades, so they don't really want to engage at this stage of the game. Not against stimmed Marines with range and 1/1. But once they have Adrenal, that's going to change for sure. Poor burrowed Ling. I love a good burrowed. Wait! These guys didn't die? Did he hot... What on earth are... What? Big engagement. Surround coming up, though. Scourge trying to connect on those science vessels. Great way pulling them back. Well, how did that happen? It's only 30 drones remaining from Larva. 42 SCVs. Ooh, free Scourge hit, though. Could have been worse. Could have been a lot of Scourge hits. It's a lot of lurks, man. It's a lot of lurks. So the good news for Light here is that Larva is not getting a 4th base. A 4-basing Zerg versus a 2-basing Terran is pretty good. Adrenal Lings willing to engage at this stage of the game. Lurker's in a very dangerous position for Light, just outside of the natural opening here. Light decides not even to try to really deal with it. Okay, good snipe on one of the Lurkers. Fire Bats are trying to tank damage, but okay, another Lurker goes down. The ones that were arranged in that bunker got wiped out, and Light is on a rampage. He's cruising right across the map. He's heading for that 3rd base, where there's 2 Sunkens defending it. Uh-oh, did Larva not leave enough defense back home for his 3rd? Drones are even transferring here. Yeah, a handful of Lings try to cruise in. A couple Marines die, but every single Ling gets eviscerated. Plague's on the way from Larva, but it's not available yet. Hydras. Oh, Hydras turning into Lurkers, trying to buy time here. But if this 3rd base dies, I don't know what Larva's got going for him. It's 2 attack for the Marines. They've got Stim. Oh, the first Dark Swarm of the day, but if that Lurker dies... Yeah, I think these Lurkers are dead. Okay, Lurker's down. Dark Swarm doesn't protect buildings, but a nice Plague would be sick here. Picking off Scourge. This is a very touch-and-go situation for Larva. Great Dark Swarm again. The Terran player has to get out of there. It's 94 to 66 supply in favor of Light, though. Army value is big, but Dark Swarm and Plague can really turn the tide in a game like this, where your enemy has a lot of Marines and Medics and Fire Bats. A great Plague can really make all the difference. Dark Swarm is definitely what saved this 3rd base. If there was no Dark Swarm, this base would be dead. Don't even ask any questions about that. Yeah, this position, if Larva can pull this out, I'm going to be very impressed by it. It is a lot of stuff from Light on 2 bases. And part of it is that a 2nd base was so late, he's not mining out, so he doesn't need a 3rd base at this stage of the game. And plus, Larva hasn't taken a 4th. I love how these Lings were just allowed to walk through an entire giant army. Nice Plague. Plague-oo. Catching some of these guys, but it wears off and they heal up, and nothing bad ever happened here at all. Oh, nice Plague on the Science Vessels. Also big. Trying to irradiate, gets the Defiler, and then just kind of pulls all the way back here. Maybe he does want a 3rd base. Yeah, he's building a 3rd base, actually. I should have checked the production tab for that one. This group that was left behind gets wiped out by Lings. Not hard. Adrenal Lings with 0 attack upgrades. They're working on +1. It's nice. Larva still mining from his main, because that's what Zergs do. They don't oversaturate their bases, so they have their main base for a lot longer than Protoss and Terran generally do. Scourge chasing around, and do connect. Science Vessel, boom. 108 to 88 supply. Most of that is army value, because again, the worker count is very even at 39 to 42. Terran has more, but not by much. And an even income is really bad for a Zerg player, although at this stage of the game, you can be pretty cost efficient with the power of Dark Swarm and Plague. But man, adding the Fire Bats into this Ling-heavy comp is good. Plague, a great Plague. He tried to split and not have that happen to him, but it did not really work out. So Defiler dies for his insolence. Gotta love the floating science facility, providing a vision of attacks coming down this south route to this 3rd base that Light just barely took. So, 3 basing Terran, 3 basing Zerg. The longer this goes, the worse it is for Larva. He's down about 20 overall supply. Lings just 0 attack. Adrenal Lings, man. Your worst nightmare. Small groups of things. Real bad. Fire Bats, though. I guess the Lings have +1 attack now. It just finished up like seconds ago. Light's not quite sure what he wants to do. He's kind of hanging out in the middle, pulling back. Then he wants to go. Then he wants to pull back. And Larva says, 2 can play at this game. I'm going to hide some Lings down here. How do you feel about that? Nice Plague. Defiler dies for his insolence. So does this one. I actually need somebody to... this is more of a... It's an opinion, right? If you plague something like, you know, 12 Marines, 3 Fire Bats, and a couple Medics, and your Defiler dies, did it pay for itself? Maybe. That's a hard question. Dude, Larva, so good with the Lings. Just cruises right on into this third base. Defensive Phaedrix Marine might be enough to actually hold here. There are 3 attack Marines. No. But reinforcing dudes show up. Lings rallying across the map to who knows where. 118 to 80 supply. Another sick plague, though. This has been just absolutely non-stop. There's little skirmishes everywhere. Lings keep flooding across the map. A 4th base is now on the way from Larva, bottom right side. Little groups of Marines getting caught out, little groups of Lings getting caught out too, so you just don't want to be in a small group at this stage of the game, because otherwise you will probably get found and killed. Lurkers just, I don't know what they're trying to do here, to be honest with you. What is your plan, Lurker Sensei? Yeah, like these Lings, bad stuff for those Lings. They didn't kill anything. Another plague going down. Larva is very, very good with his plagues, for sure. Lurker down, Lurker down. 117 to 68 supply. This number just keeps getting worse all the time for Larva. To the point that if this base dies, I don't know if Larva has a path forward to winning this game. The good news is that Light is more interested in protecting his own 3rd and his 4th base, which is under construction, than maybe killing the 4th base of the Zerg, but he did just scan it. He saw it just popped and makes a beeline for it immediately. Immediate beeline in the house. Radiated Defiler, trying to kill some Lings here, and yeah, like I said, this 4th base dies. I don't know what Larva's gonna do. All right, Larva, you got to do something big right here because your 4th base just died. He is on the other side of the map with Lings and Lurkers. The Marines catching 1 Lurker out. The bunker staying alive is massive. That's a GG. Every Lurker dies. The counterattack here of Larva is shut down. Free Lings, 120 to 60 supply. I think that's it. I do not see a path forward for Larva. He's being very stubborn, and that's your GG. And by GG, I mean it's kind of the annoyed eyeball Korean expression, and Larva is your winner. Oh, that was good. That was such good stuff there from our dude Light getting the win here against Larva. Wow. That was awesome. Like, that was truly, truly, truly great stuff there from Larva. The early 2-port Wraith play killed a bunch of drones, killed a bunch of overlords, really slowed down Larva. He got his 2nd base up, got a 3rd base up eventually, and then just get into SK Terran at this point, eating plagues, dealing with dark swarms by running away from them mostly. Irradiates good. Science Vessel's dying discouraged because Larva is an elite Zerg player for sure. But yeah, on this map, if you can't get a 4th base as a Zerg player against the 3-basing Terran, you're just pretty much toast. So this isn't a maxed out army by any stretch. I do not know if Light was ever maxed out in this game today. 124 supply total for him, which is good. Again, the upgrade advantage was pretty fantastic. These Lings, yeah, it shows them a 0-0, but I think they maybe have +1 attack. +1 attack, Adrenal, and maybe +2 Carapace. Let's see what we get. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Yeah, so he's got +1 attack, +2 armor, +3 attack is on the way. And actually, +3 armor might have finished. No. So yeah, it's only +1 Lings with +3 Carapace. The Lurkers obviously have +3 Carapace. Let's see what attack upgrades they've got at the end of their lives here in this final engagement, which is really well done by Light. He pre-splits the Lurkers. Oh, no attack upgrades for the Lurkers? What the heck, Larva? Yeah, really kind of poor upgrading then. I would change my analysis of Larva's upgrading to poor upgrading because his Lings have +1 attack at 22 minutes. The Lurkers and Hydras have no attack upgrades at all. And yeah, he got the Carapace upgrade, and that's nice, but boy, that hurts. So, all right, good game. Well done there, Light, being everywhere at once, just eating the plagues and eating whatever comes his way. 113,000 points. So 113,000 points. Light actually has 781 more points today. This is a very close game score-wise, which can be misleading. Larva outproduced the Terran player by about a 2-to-1 ratio, a little bit less than that, and kill death ratio was a 2-to-1 ratio, a little bit less than that too. So, I mean, pretty darn even. Resources here, Larva did outspend Light by 7,000 resources, but I don't know. End of the day, was that enough in 22 minutes? It wasn't today. It was very close, though. So, GG, Light gets the win in our Patreon game of the week. Nice Terran versus Zerg win against Larva. Again, these are two elite players. Whoever wins this is just not surprising to me. Very possible either way. So, GG. Well done. And that's going to be it for me. This is Ben, Falcon Paladin, coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.